So, as home theater enthusiasts, I know that we spend a lot of money and time and sometimes plenty of literal sweat to get our systems sounding as good as they can in our room, given whatever compromises we have to make and our current equipment and budget and all of these things. We work around to, at the end of the day, provide an experience that we enjoy. I also think that if you're a home theater enthusiast, some of the most fulfilling is showing off your theater to others, whether they're into the hobby or not. I think just share that experience and showing what your system can do and, a nice little demonstration of your work can be a really gratifying feeling. For those purposes, there are plenty of, Dolby curated demo material, whether you have the Atmos demo disc or you use the app on Xbox or Apple TV. They have some curated clips to use. There is no absence of short little 1 minute to 2 minute demonstrations, but at the same time, I think we often want to be able to show a more real world example of how our systems sound and perform when we don't necessarily have the time allotment to commit to a 2.5 hour to 3 hour movie. It's often advantageous to show off just, clips of your favorite movies, little segments here and there, just to provide, like I said, a tangible, understandable, maybe they've seen these movies in the cinema or at their systems at home. It's just a more real world example than something that has been curated from Dolby to sell Atmos, essentially. In this video, I'm going to show you how you would curate your own demo clips and have lossless bit-for-bit demos that is parity to what you have on your 4K UHD disc. The first step in this process is you're going to need to be able to rip your 4K UHD discs. And specifically for our purposes, we want to have it in an MKV format. If we go ahead and look at my movie directory here, you'll notice that I have a split of MKV and BDMV. I do this for future proofing so that when I get a player that can support Dolby Vision, I do that for my Dolby Vision discs. The unfortunate part about that is a lot of these demo-worthy discs are going to be BDMVs for me, so I have to take the extra time and run them through Make MKV to get an MKV version of the movie for a clip. It doesn't take too much time once I already have the BDMV. I can just throw that in to Make MKV, but you can find plenty of resources to how to do that. So, if you are meeting the prerequisites that I mentioned before, you should be ready to start clipping. After you have all these prerequisites, the next step, which is a pretty obvious step, is, find a movie from a scene you like. Whether you just have one in mind or you're in the middle of watching a movie and you decide, use whatever devices you can, either pause or check your Blu-ray player. Just grab a timestamp, a mental note maybe of what chapter you are, where you are in the movie, and you can begin, to have an idea of what you would like to split up. From there, those of you that have watched some of my previous videos will know I'm a big fan of the application LosslessCut right here. And LosslessCut's advantage is it can do splices at your discretion without having to do a re-encode. So it is really fast. It makes sure we are bit for bit on what we need. So in this example, I'm going to do something we're probably all familiar with, but that I don't have, and it's going to be the race scene from Ready Player One. So in my public directory on my NAS, I have my Ready Player One MKV. Again, I had to convert this because I did have this in BDMV format for its Dolby Vision, But for the demo clips, we're just going to have to forgive that for now. Our main purpose is really to show off the audio. So I'm going to take my MKV and I'm going to drag it into LosslessCut. And here it is. Just takes a quick second to load. And we want to make sure that we say yes to uploading all chapter information. That's going to be really, really important because we want our chapter markers to tell us where we are in the movie. So in my example, the race scene from Ready Player One, I already know, starts in chapter 2. And I have a pretty good idea of where I would like to start the race scene. And let's say we'll probably start it back here. Whoops. Here we go. This is pretty much where I want to start the clip. And so what I will do beforehand is over here on the right hand side, I'm going to delete every chapter that is not pertinent to the scene I need. I'm lucky that my clip only exists in one chapter, so I can just go ahead and delete everything after chapter 2. But if your clip does span multiple chapters, you'll want to keep those intact. So at this point, we just want to go and find the start of our clip, which I had around here, essentially. Yeah, we can start it like right here. And so this icon right down here, it's probably a little hard to see, but if I can do a zoom, this will start our first cut here. Start current segment at current time. Perfect. I'm glad it showed up. So I can click that, and it will now start my clip. And now I can play a little bit, skip around. We've got race scenes. Luckily, there's no sound. And this is pretty much a good point to stop. So from here, I'm going to click the other option, end current segment at current time. And now all we have is this curated little chunk here. And we can click our export button. And then we're going to merge tracks. We're going to keep all 3 of our audio tracks to make sure that we don't go messing with our audio. Makes sense to me. And then I'm going to change my output file path on my NAS because I have a dedicated folder for such material. So I'm going to select that output folder and I'm going to click export. And this is all happening over my network in my NAS. So I'm not even really using any of my local drive space to do this. I'm just exporting from the NAS and going straight back to it. All right, we are done with our export. So I can find it here in my demo material folder. Let's delete that. And here it is. And we can just do a quick little test play. Came in at about 2 gigabytes. So again, this is fully uncompressed as far as the disk goes. We got getting in the car. Some crazy things going on. Jumping around. There's Kong. And everything seems to be intact. It plays right away. I did cut out, obviously, how long it took to actually process, but I promise you it was literally less than 30 seconds. And yeah, from here, I use my Infuse library interface to be able to essentially kind of switch between like showing off my movie collection and shows, or just showing just strictly demo material in case I want to, hand the remote to someone and let them pick out of a series of curated clips that I've created. Outside of that, I really hope everyone enjoyed this video. If you have clips that you feel you want to share, let everyone know, what movie specifically and the timestamp so people can go ahead and make their own. I have heard rumblings of repositories that people host that have little MKV clips, but I prefer to make my own. I think it feels a little bit more authentic that way. But I appreciate checking out the video. Got a little quick one today, but figured I would give back to the community with something I haven't seen a lot of people talk about. Thanks again for all the support and the comments and the subscriptions on the channel. I really, really appreciate it. And definitely more to come. Thanks for coming. Drop a comment. Let me know, was this useful for you? Do you have different ways of curating? Are you a Kaleidoscape owner and you just have the scripts, so this literally doesn't matter to you whatsoever? Let me know in the comments. Thanks.